I would suggest anybody that's thinking about it to dig into something like that and really try to get a chunk and an understanding of what am I unhappy about? Is this really going to change it, or is it the same thing?
This agent gave me advice when I took over my agency, and he said, if you ever want to leave the captive world, just do it and don't look back. He was in the same situation with the same captive carrier, and he was absolutely dominating, and because he went indie. The reason why I bring this up, because there's a lot of agents that complain about being captive.
Oh my gosh.
And I think that at one point there was a bunch of leverage with captives because of marketing and the tools that you have. And now seeing all the tools and what you can do on marketing, I think the playing field is pretty even. So there's a lot of agents out there that they should, if you're showing up to work every day and you're not happy and you can't sell anything, then maybe you should just switch over and so you own your client, you know?
I think that it's also important to ask, why am I not happy, right? It could potentially be that it's not a fit to be over here where my hands are tied and that this other opportunity would be better. But also if the ethic isn't there or the understanding of, there could be some fundamental differences that even going over there, the grass may not be greener. It's not some quick decision, but there could be opportunity, right?
The expression I like to use, which I think I actually stole from a song, but the grass isn't always green on the other side. It's green where you water it. And so one of the things that I've tried to learn and continue to be careful about in my life is, hey, there's probably opportunities that I'm missing right now because I'm waiting to get to some other spot before I'm going to capitalize on some other opportunity. And so there's opportunities now that I'm missing by focusing on the future too far out. And I think every side has its advantages and disadvantages. One of the things I did by a guy, and I always mix up his last name, Patrick Bet David or Patrick David Bet or whatever.
What?
He's got this thing, it's called the Ultimate Questionnaire. And it's like 20 pages. It goes into all these questions about your past and who you are and what really drives you. I would suggest anybody that's thinking about it to dig into something like that and really try to get a chunk and an understanding of what am I unhappy about? Is this really going to change it, or is it the same thing, right? Because frustrations with carriers on the captive side certainly feels insurmountable because it's one carrier and you're like, dude, if only you understood what you're putting me through.
You can't conceive of what I'm capable of.
But it's not as though we're free from that just because we have several options. In a bad year, rates are high or inflation's high and costs to rebuild homes are high, right? I know that never happened in the insurance world. Instead of one carrier giving us a hard time, we now have 10 carriers saying, hey, we noticed production numbers are low. We need something from you. The other thing we have to worry about on the independent side that's different from the captive environment is carriers will pull contracts. If you're an agent with a captive company, you don't necessarily have to worry about State Farm or Farm Bureau or AAA or American Family coming to you and saying, hey, Craig, you didn't produce enough this year, man. You can't write our product anymore.
Oh, you're fired.
Oh. But that's a concern of ours on the independent side. You didn't produce enough. Your clients had too many losses. This claim didn't quite go the right way. So we're not interested in working with you anymore.
Yeah. Everything goes in seasons, right? And so if you're in that winter season right now, I think it's important to identify why we're in that winter season. Is it industry related? Is it geographic? Is it carrier related? Because it's easy to want to eject from something when it's uncomfortable, but it may just be uncomfortable because that's the spot that it's in right now, and it's going to get back out of it. One of you just said a lot of people will wait in order to get to the place that then I'm going to do the thing. And what I found, waiting is the one thing I'm certain that will prevent me from getting results. It's like, we're going to mess up no matter what we do. And the quicker we can get through that mess up, instead of waiting 4 weeks to mess up, we want to just get action happening.
That's how winning is done.
Like we were talking on the call right now with a new person on the coaching call, right? They came on and she said, okay, well, I'm going to get started, but I'm waiting until the beginning of the year. And it's like, well, what are we waiting for, right? Why would you wait until the beginning of the year? Because you're still going to be just as confused and lost at the beginning of the year as you are now. We just got to go.